Leslie, if you're leaving the house, would you let me know before you go off? I didn't realize I was the only one left at home. You told me you didn't have to work today. So, where are you then? You will be home before lunch, right? I thought you would prepare lunch for me since you're not working today.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hannah. I wasn't feeling well this morning, so I went to the doctor. I'm still waiting for her to see me, so I may not be able to come home in time to make your lunch.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't realize you weren't feeling well. Do you have a fever?
Yeah, I've been coughing all night. I took some medicine and some cough drops, but it hasn't really helped. It seems I may have come down with a cold. I hope it's just a cold at least.
Oh no, you better not give it to me. You know, I have diabetes, and any infection would make it hard for me to recover. That's why I keep telling you to take care of yourself. You're so selfish and inconsiderate. You don't think enough about what kind of effect it would take on me. I don't want to get hospitalized over a cold passed down from you.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to get you sick either. I'm sorry. I was trying to be careful, but I had to work late these past 2 weeks, and I think it's taken a toll on me. I've been drinking a lot of herbal tea like you told me to. It's probably the sudden change in weather, too. It could get really cold in the morning. I need to find a warmer jacket for myself.
Oh, stop thinking about spending more money. I have an extra down jacket that you can wear. I'll lend it to you, but make sure you return it after dry cleaning. See? This is what you get for not listening to me. So who's gonna make dinner tonight?
Well, I have a fever. I don't think I'll be able to cook it all. It would be nice if you could make us dinner tonight, or perhaps we could just get delivery.
I'm certainly not cooking dinner.
Then I hope you're okay with delivery. I'll let Chloe know and she can throw you the menu from any restaurant you want to order from.
Well, what are you going to do about Hector's dinner?
He's most likely going to be late tonight. I don't think he's going to eat at home with us.
Oh, is that so? He hasn't been coming home lately.
He has. It's just past midnight. He seems very busy.
Aren't you worried about him? Don't you care about how he's spending his nights?
Well, he tells me he's been busy at work.
Do you believe that? You actually think he's working every day until 1 a.m.? Are you sure you know what's going on with him? You don't even have a clue, do you? I always knew you were oblivious.
Hannah, I don't mean to be rude, but this is between me and Hector. So I would really appreciate it if you could mind your own business. Besides, there's nothing for me to explain to you as of now.
Oh, Leslie, you're so blissfully unaware. Honestly, I wouldn't lose sleep if you and Hector split. I've seen your relationship since the beginning. You lack allure, Leslie. Men are drawn to captivating women, and you're far from it. Hector is too good for you. He's intelligent, charming, successful. How could other women resist him? And what makes you think you're his match? You're mundane. Your fashion sense is uninspiring. Your hair is unkempt. And your nails are chipped. How do you expect my son to desire you? Look at me. At 75, I'm still a trendsetter amongst my friends. And poor Chloe. She's taken after your drab style. Maybe it would have been better if she were a boy. She might have taken after Hector instead of being as obstinate as her mother.
Whether Chloe is a girl or a boy doesn't change who she is. She's perfect as she is. And I can't believe you're still fixated on her not being a boy.
Of course I am. I was hoping for more grandchildren and a grandson at that. But you stopped at one and raised her to be just like you. It's eerie how similar you two are.
That was uncalled for, Hannah. Apologize.
But it's true. Both of you are so cold towards Hector. Is it any wonder he's rarely home? And even with me, Chloe has started ignoring me. That's no way to treat her grandmother.
Chloe is usually very considerate. Maybe it's something you said?
You're missing the point, Leslie. Regardless of what I said, she should respect me because I'm her grandmother. All I did was suggest you change out of her ragged clothes into a dress because she looks like a vagrant. And do you know what she said? She told me to shut up. Who tells their grandmother to shut up? If you and Hector do decide to divorce, I'm sure she'll choose him over you. She's so materialistic. Who else would buy her all those clothes and shoes? If she chooses you, she'll have to give up all that luxury.
Why are you so sure?
Because I've been there, Leslie. My husband was always away for work or out drinking with his friends. But I put up with him until Hector graduated college because I knew we needed his financial support.
Hector once told me that his father was rarely home during his childhood. But the story he shared was a bit different. He said his father was absent because he had another family. He mentioned that his father had an affair with you and you were his mistress. Hector said you persuaded his father to divorce his ex-wife. But even then, he wouldn't come home. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, it's quite tragic that Hector is repeating the same pattern. He's just like his father, isn't he?
What? I can't believe Hector told you all that. It's not true that I persuaded him to divorce his ex-wife. He pleaded with me to marry him because he was so in love with me. But as soon as we got married, he started seeing his secretary. I don't care anymore. I never loved him anyway.
Really?
Leslie, you need to face reality. No one will appreciate your know-it-all attitude. Hector is working full-time and providing well for our family. Why do you need to work? Why not stay home and take care of the house more? Maybe Chloe needs you at home more often. I was always there for Hector when he came home. I baked fresh pastries for him every day. Do you even know how to bake? There are more important things waiting for you at home.
Sorry, I just got a call. I have to go.
Go ahead, do your thing. I'm just trying to give you some advice. But if you don't want to take it, that's your loss. It's no wonder Hector doesn't want to come home to see you.
Hannah, I wanted to discuss something about Chloe with you.
Oh, Leslie. I thought you were at work. Is this a good time for you?
Yes, I'm on my break. This morning, I noticed some breakfast in the trash. Chloe told me you threw away the breakfast she made for me.
That? It was overcooked and nearly burnt. I didn't think it was fit to eat. Besides, I thought she made it for me.
Regardless, why would you throw it away? She was trying to cheer me up because she knew I've been having a hard time in the mornings.
Well, I saw her in the kitchen and then things started to smell burnt. I was worried about a fire hazard. Trust me, it wasn't edible. You would have had a stomachache by now.
I saw it and it didn't look that bad. It was burnt on one side, but the other side seemed fine. Either way, I think you owe her an apology.
What? Apologize to my own granddaughter? For what?
You wasted her efforts and food. She was really upset this morning.
Well, I'm not apologizing. That breakfast wasn't fit for consumption.
It wasn't meant for you.
Then you should be grateful. And what's with this attitude? Are you like this with her teachers too? Always on the lookout for someone who's upset Chloe and making them apologize?
No, I don't do that. And I don't think I'm in the wrong here.
That's your perspective. You only listen to Chloe and believe what suits you. You have no right to talk to me like that. Why don't you teach her how to cook properly? She's in middle school and can't even make eggs right. How will she find a husband with those cooking skills?
She's quite helpful in the kitchen for her age.
There you go again, not taking any feedback from me. Her cooking skills are below average, just like yours were when you started out. It took me a while to get used to your bland cooking.
If that's how you feel, why don't you cook for yourself from now on?
And there it is again. Chloe is just like you. She needs discipline.
Maybe it's because of how you treat her. Chloe is a wonderful girl who cares about others.
Are we talking about the same Chloe? The one who called me an old hag when I threw away that breakfast? She needs to learn some manners.
Okay, Chloe crossed the line by calling you that. But I think you crossed one too.
See? Here you go again. You cannot take one piece of criticism. I really think I should talk to my son and tell him to expedite the divorce. If Chloe says she chooses to be with her dad, I thought that would be a good choice. But now I wish you were both gone. I don't want to live with either of you. I hope you take her with you when you leave this house.
There's really no need for you to worry. We plan to do that anyway.
Oh, you're planning to leave? Really? Dare I dream?
Yes, we've had quite enough.
And when might you be leaving?
Quite frankly, it's none of your business. We will do so when we're ready.
I can't wait. You might not believe me, but I really wish you both happiness. I think we will all be winners once you two get out of this house. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Next weekend, I'm going on a spa trip with my friends. It's going to cost $500. Make sure you have it ready by Friday.
You want me to pay for your trip?
No, I just need you to message Hector, since I don't know when he's coming home next. He probably won't pay you a penny, but I know he will endorse my trip. I need to be rejuvenated after all the stress from my defective family. Leslie, I'm arriving tomorrow at 6 p.m. Could you make sure to pick me up at the airport? I have a lot of luggage, so I will need your help. I told Louise and Shirley that you would give them a lift too.
I don't think that's gonna be possible, Hannah.
What? I already told them that I would take them home. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends, Leslie. You should be able to leave the office a few minutes early. It's not like you're doing anything important.
I'm sorry, I can't come pick you up.
I am exhausted from my travels. I have no time for discussion.
You decided to go on the trip. Please go home by yourself.
Ugh, you are so irritating. Why do you always do this to me? It's never an easy conversation with you. Do you want me to tell my friends how horrid you are towards me?
I know that you already do.
Oh, so you heard, which means the world already knows how selfish and useless you are.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, Hannah. In any case, I can't go pick you up.
Oh, I am so done dealing with you. I really wish you would just be gone by the time I get home.
Oh, it's your lucky day. We're already gone. We left the house.
What? You left our house? Did you and Hector finally get divorced?
We're still negotiating the details. He already knows that we left the house today. Chloe's with me.
Unbelievable! How come you didn't tell me?
I didn't think there was a need to tell you. Besides, you always wanted us to leave.
Yeah, I said that, but I would like some heads up. Who's gonna cook my meal starting tomorrow? Who's going to be doing the housework after you're gone?
I think you would be the only one left to take care of the house. Or you can ask Hector. As you always said, he listens to you, right? Perhaps he'll hire someone who can do all those things for you.
There's no way I can ask him that. But it's okay. I'm a little surprised at how soon you decided to leave, but it was bound to happen at some point. What a relief.
Same goes here.
You were unpleasant until the very last moment. So you're going to start a new life as a single mother. Good luck with that monster teenager. I'm sure she will keep your hands full. I hope you won't have to go pick her up at the police station anytime soon. At any rate, I want nothing more to do with either of you. Even if you had run out of money, don't even think about coming to me.
Absolutely. I have no intention of seeing you again. Once this divorce is settled, I won't be asking you or your son for anything.
We'll see about that. Do you even know how much college tuition costs these days? I mean, room and board on top of that? You seriously think you can manage to pay for all that single-handedly?
Don't worry. Chloe's a straight A student. Besides, she's thinking of applying to colleges where she could get a full scholarship. That way, she won't have to rely on me completely. Nothing will hinder her from completing her studies.
Huh. We'll see if she can keep up her grades until graduation. At this rate, she might get expelled for her mischievous behavior.
I am fully supportive of my daughter. She knows what she's doing, and she has a dream of becoming a social worker to help out children who are undeserved. As a mother, I will do everything I can to help her dream come true.
You're full of hot air. Save your energy, Leslie. I'm sure it'll come to you at some point in the future. I'm fine as long as you promise you will never rely on us. Please enjoy your new life. Ta-ta, then. Leslie, can you speak now? There's something I want to discuss with you.
What do you want to say?
Well, actually, Hector told me to get out of the house.
Oh, really?
Can you believe he's kicking me out? He never used to speak to me that way. It must be his girl. I can't believe he doesn't want me around anymore. After all those years I took care of him and supported him?
But that's how he's always been.
Maybe to you. He was so good to me all this time. I can't believe how much he changed in these past few months. Besides this place, it was a rental. I thought he bought this house for us. He suddenly started saying that he can no longer pay for the house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What? He's been paying all this time. How come he can't pay for it anymore? It doesn't make any sense to me.
That's because I was paying the rent all this time.
What did you say? You were paying the rent?
Yes. In fact, I was paying for all the household expenses, including our utility bills. He stopped paying for our family for over a year now. Hannah, I never told you this before because I didn't want you to feel bad, but I actually make double the amount Hector does.
You're lying. There's no way. What? So all this time you were paying for my food and trips?
Well, you can say that.
How come? Where is Hector spending all his money then?
Though you know very well there's someone else he prefers to take care of. Someone apparently more important than his own family.
You mean he was really cheating on you?
Yes, indeed. For a while now.
Then why now? Why did you get a divorce now? He's been like this for several years now. If you tolerated it for this long, why couldn't you tolerate it longer? Haven't you thought about me?
I needed some time to prepare for the divorce. Hector never admitted that he was cheating on me. So I needed to gather some money to hire a private investigator. It took several months to collect enough evidence of him and the woman spending time together. But even after that, I wanted to take my time to talk with Chloe about what she wanted as well. So I apologized for her disrespectful attitude towards you. She was going through some rough patches herself, trying to digest the reality of her father's infidelity.
I see. Why don't you come back? You and Chloe both. I forgive you for all that's happened in the past. I can speak to Hector. I'll make sure to tell him to come home every night. He will listen to me, remember? I will be nice to Chloe too. Things will be different from here on. I didn't know she was going through some sensitive time.
Really? Are you sure you can be nice to Chloe? I don't know about that. You despised her from the day she was born. Besides, she's not a grandson like you always wanted.
That doesn't matter anymore. I can change.
I can't imagine. Besides, Hector told you to get out of the house, right? If that's how he's treating you, why would you think he would listen to anything you would say?
I am his mother. He has to listen to me. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't go on like this. Where would I go if Hector kicks me out of his house? I don't have any savings. My 401k is upside down. How will I make ends meet? How could I even find a place to live without financial support?
I don't know. But you seem pretty excited to be rid of us, so you should probably try to hold on to that energy.
I was just caught up in the moment. I didn't really mean it. I'm your mother-in-law. We're a family.
Actually, we won't be for long. My lawyer tells me everything is going very smoothly with the negotiations. Next week, we sign papers and it'll all be over. Besides, I think it's about time you let go of your son. He's a grown man. You need to be independent from him. If you love him so much, you should really set him free.
I can't. I have no one to depend on besides him.
Things would have been very different between us if you showed even a little bit of love towards us. We could have been a real family. All this time I was supporting you. I was delusional to think you were my responsibility because you were my family. But I realized families love and care for each other. Families don't criticize or call each other names just to feel powerful. It would be nice if you'd showed me even a little bit of appreciation.
I am thankful. I didn't know anything about it. No one told me you were the one paying for all my needs and expenses. If you had told me about it, I would have been much nicer to you.
That is pathetic, Hannah. I wish I didn't hear that at all.
Okay. Please, Leslie, how would you forgive me then? I know my apology won't reverse the divorce, but I'll do anything for you to come back. Please. I might become homeless next month.
You're the one that said don't come running home, even if we encounter any financial troubles. Now that you find yourself in one, it's okay for you to come running to me? You're absolutely shameless.
Please, I beg you to forgive me. I will never say anything to harm you. I will be a good grandmother to Chloe. I won't go on extravagant trips anymore with my friends. Maybe just once a year?
You know, Hannah, I tolerated you for this long, and I probably could tolerate you for another few years if it had just been me. But instead, you targeted your own granddaughter and bullied her as well. That was my turning point. I couldn't stand to see Chloe torn up by her own grandmother. It's really too bad that it didn't turn out the way you wanted, but I think you brought this upon yourself, Hannah.
I have to leave this house this month. I only have 2 weeks left. I am out of options. I will listen and be obedient going forward. Anything you want me to do, I will do so. Please let me live with you.
Don't you realize that you are pleading to the wrong person? You should tell your son that. Besides, remember, you told me never to rely on you. Same goes for me. We have nothing to do with each other anymore. I have no responsibility to take care of you. You have your son. Please go to him instead of running to me for help. And you might not want to believe this, but I wish you happiness. I think we will all be winners if we don't have to live with each other. After finalizing my divorce with Hector, I was granted custody of our daughter, Chloe. To be honest, there wasn't much negotiation needed. Hector seemed to have relinquished his rights to Chloe from the start. It wasn't until I presented evidence of his affair that he admitted to it. He had no choice but to accept my divorce terms and pay the alimony and child support I demanded. After all, his actions had torn our family apart. But I was fortunate to have Chloe by my side. Preparing her for the divorce wasn't easy at first. She didn't want to believe her father had been unfaithful all these years. But as time passed, she began to see who was always there for her and who wasn't. As for Hector, I didn't let him off the hook so easily. Despite Hannah's harshness, I didn't want my former mother-in-law to live in misery for the rest of her life. So, I gave her Hector's address where he lived with his new partner since she had nowhere else to go. She showed up at their door and insisted on moving in with them. Things haven't been going well between Hector and his partner ever since. Knowing Hannah, I'm sure she has plenty to say about the new woman in Hector's life. It's only a matter of time before their relationship crumbles. As for me, life with Chloe has been a joy. Without the burden of caring for Hannah, our financial situation has improved. Chloe and I enjoy shopping and trying out different restaurants in our new neighborhood. She had to switch schools, but she's made new friends and kept in touch with her old ones. She's more focused on her academics now, and even made the dean's list this term. My daughter is an angel in my eyes, no matter what anyone says. I cherish every moment with her until she goes off to college. And when that day comes, I let her go without any hesitation, because that's how much I love her.